conversation and beyond, you two will work together in groups. Let's sit next to each other. It will be easier to talk.
That's a good idea.
These are your supplies for your topic. May we share them? Yes, share those supplies and work closely together.
What a pity! I can only teach online. Students can't see each other, and we will be safer than in class. But the learning resource will get decreased.
Hi teacher, classmates, long time no see. Because of COVID-19, we can't go to school. We just can see you online and learn online with smartphone. I don't have to get up early anymore. I can study in bed or anywhere I like. Also, I can eat while having class. Besides, I can watch the teaching videos again and again until I finally understand the content. Most importantly, it's safer to stay home now. I can reduce the chance of getting COVID-19 because I don't have to go out so often.
I don't need to go to school. There is no need to use a car, bus, or scooter. It can reduce pollution. Also, we can save money because we don't have to spend money on transportation. Besides, we don't need to use any books. We can cut down the use of paper resources, and I can learn those videos instead of using textbooks.
Oh, teacher, because we must watch the screen all the time, so my eyes get dry and so easy. Also, we can focus on the screen. Some of my classmates play video games while having online class, but our teacher don't know about that.
Learning time and places is unlimited. The chances of getting diseases are reduced. E-learning does not require students to be present at certain place. Students are able to take classes and learning anytime, anywhere. Besides, avoiding social interaction can reduce the risks of getting COVID-19 and other diseases.
By using e-learning, the use of resources is decreased and the costs of transport are cut down. But if students are not attentive in class, it will be difficult for the teachers to notice them. As a result, the learning efficiency will be affected. Also, because students look at the screen for a long time, they might have some eye diseases, and sitting for too long is also bad for the student's health.
The health of students is affected. Students' attention may be distracted. Staying home and doing online learning can reduce the use of paper resources. We don't have so many books or paper texts as before because most of the information we need can be found online.
All in all, we believe that both e-learning and traditional learning have their respective benefits. E-learning provides students with a freer learning environment and lessens the environmental burden caused by commuting to institutions, while traditional learning increases social interactions and improves relationships between students. We believe that both types of education are excellent, and we should combine them to create an ideal learning environment. Thank you. Okay, to answer the question, will the increase in the use of electronics for education post-COVID affect the level of education and mental health? Will the increase in the use of electronics for education in post-COVID affect the level of education and mental health? So we believe that it will not really harm mental health because like it's not really that different from traditional learning, right? You're just sitting behind the screen, and we say that since we are like, giving the same education as we would in school, so we will. Ah, okay. So to answer the question, then, will the increase in use of electronics for education affect the level of education and mental health? So we believe that it does not affect the level of education because we are, in fact, like teaching the same things we would at school, right? In traditional learning, we're just doing it on online platforms. So we believe that the level of education will not be changed. Then about the mental health, we say that there's absolutely no reason as to why mental health would actually be affected because we say it's still learning, right? You're just learning in a different way. If traditional learning does not cause mental health problems, there's no reason as to why e-learning would. Okay, and then second question. Uh, how to avoid distractions outside the classroom? I'm not sure what this means, right? So how to avoid distractions outside classroom? Do you mean like during traditional learning or like during e-learning learning? I'm not really sure about that. Okay. So then, why does reducing paper tests beneficial during online classes? We say that it's not beneficial for online classes. We say it's beneficial for the environment as a whole. Because in a status quo, we see that since we need books, right? I mean, workbooks in traditional school, it means that we have to cut all trees to create paper. It means that it's harmful for the environment. When we use online classes, we use e-learning, it means that we reduce the number of trees cut down. We reduce like the environmental burden. So we say that's why it's a benefit. Okay. Then if online learning has so many benefits, should we continue this even after the pandemic? So we already told you that we would try to combine both of these types of education so that we can create an ideal learning environment. So we say that we should continue this type of education after the pandemic, just not as much as we are doing now. Um, okay, so answer the question about how we are gonna make people like make how to allow e-learning to happen during areas that do not have internet, right? So we say that in the status quo, most places already have internet, right? Even if it's like very rural areas, we say they still have a level of internet, even if they do not have this type of like internet, right? We already told you that we would combine both types of education. We're not wholly relying on online learning. We also integrate traditional learning into our learning styles. So we say that it's not really that big of a problem. Um, I don't see any more. Okay. What is our action plan to increase employment rate in education, which has been affected by COVID? So we believe that it really doesn't matter, right? The employment rate in the education sector, we say it has not changed ever because even if we use e-learning, right, it doesn't mean that we do not need teachers. We say, but even if we use e-learning, we still need teachers to teach students. So we believe that even if we use e-learning, it means that the still like teachers that are already employed won't lose their job. Plus, we already told you again that we are integrating both types of education. We say teachers will not get unemployed anyway. Then, regarding the comparison between online teaching and physical teaching, which one is more effective? We say that again, both are have their respective benefits, as we have already told you. We believe that it really depends on people. So we say by combining this, we can create the most ideal learning environment for everybody. Um, if that's all the questions, then yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it. Good morning, everyone. We are students from our Australia and Fushan Junior High School. Today, our team members are Eddie, Bella, Brian, Thomas, Elma, Judy, and I'm Ricky. This time, we cooperate with our sister school in Indonesia. And our friends in Indonesia are Rafadian, Safran, Abian, and Quincy. Before I start my presentation, I would like to ask you a question. Are you satisfied with online learning? We are totally sure that the answer is no. Without a lot of complaints from teachers and students, it means less inconvenient. Therefore, you take some action for online learning. Today, our topic is Urban and Rural Education Tour. Because of COVID-19, we started online learning. Days by days, we felt some problems and realized that the gap between city and countryside was very, very big, and it's still increasing now. Some of the students even stopped having learning at that time. There are the same situation in Indonesia and Taiwan. As a visionary student, we need to think over how we can deal with this problem. We created a project called Magic Bus. What is it? Rafadian, my friend, can you explain it for us?
Thank you, Ricky. Hello, everybody. I'm Rafalian. Magic Bus is a creative idea that we made. There are some magic items in it and also many functions that you can use for online learning. That's a good way to solve the problems. Are you curious about all of the project in our bus team? Let's Thomas and Brian shout it up.
Thank you, Rafadian. Brian and I are engineers for the Magic Bus. We need to check some problems so we can be safe on our trip. We found two problems. I found that countryside students, their online resources aren't enough at all. This causes a serious problem. Students' learning efficiency will be lower, and also the urban rural gap will get extended. I heard that my Indonesia friend Safran had the same problem. Safran, can you tell us?
Hi, my name is Afran and I'm the engineer from Indonesia. Education during the pandemic. Differences between city and countryside. City, they have access to internet easily, people can afford electronics. Countryside, limited access to internet, a few can afford electronics. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. COVID-19 has wiped out 20 years of education gains. 9% of the children in grades 1 through 8 fell below minimum reading proficiency levels in 2020. How about that's all. How about you, Brian?
Thank you, Safran. I found that the country level usage rate is lower than the city from data. And there are several reasons of the overall gap to another class. The first one, hardware equipment are not enough for children from countryside. The second one, network problem. Because the students from countryside are rarely used to the internet are not popular in the country. For as much, the students from countryside learning status will be more terrible than students from city. The above point proves that the serious overall gap and disadvantages in communities of the students from country.
Just like what Brian said, and there's a spot. These problems doesn't conform to SDGs number 4's quality education. So let's welcome our two repairmen, Elma and Bella, to help us fix these problems. It's your turn.
Okay. Hi, we are the repairmen on our bus team, Bella and Elma. Our primary Magic Bus can solve the problem that engineer Thomas and breakdown. We design Wi-Fi bus to solve the network usage problem. The Wi-Fi bus will go to the bus stops in the countryside, so the students around the bus stop can get a Wi-Fi connection to surf the net and learn. But how about the equipment problem? To solve it, we hold a computer free market. You can bring your broken tablets or computers to the market, and then you can buy things at a lower price. The repairman will fix the tablets and computer, and then students have more equipment to learn. However, the problem of learning efficiency has not been solved. So our bus team repairman Elma designed a new app named Unify. Elma, can you explain it for us? No problem. Do you have the confused when you want to learn on the internet, but the resources are too complicated so you couldn't find out what you want? Therefore, I designed an app called Unify. How does it work? For example, if Bella wants to search for vocabulary apple,
She just has to type FEPLE, and the app will list information like definitions, videos, and she can also ask questions. Have you done all about it? You can have some quizzes to check your master at the subjects or not. Besides, I will spend a lot of time learning the subject I'm good at. The timer can help me learn every subject in average. But what if I lose Wi-Fi connection I'm learning? The answer is you can use our app to call Wi-Fi bus and get Wi-Fi connection. If your learning efficiency gets better, you'll get better grades too. Wow, our plan seems to match SDGs 4. By the way, SDGs are popular in Indonesia. So let us welcome a repairman from Indonesia to make our plan better. Abian, it's your turn.
Hello everyone, I'm a repairman from Indonesia. I have an idea that can make the plan get better and it can also echo the SDGs 4 and that is a high quality education. In Indonesia, there is a government program that broadcasts learning from TVRI TV channel. This program implemented by the government is quite effective because during a pandemic like this, students can still study even though they are at home, especially for students who do not have internet access but have a TV. So, how can TV channel be combined with the plan? So we will put the videos on the section on one of the app. When you search the keywords, all the learning resources and the video of the program will come out at the same time. Thank you.
Thanks for the explanation. Our plan magic bus seems to be perfect, but we are drivers. So let us welcome drivers Judy and Peggy to start our tour. Right, Emma, it's very perfect. You're right. Multiple plans of the problem we found also bring the advantage. First, ask students high quality education. Second, we review the working computer and then we can meet the needs of the equipment. Finally, you may not understand the decision for online tasks. This app can focus on you and all the members can answer your question. Such a good plan. We want to let everyone know. Next, Driver Chrissy will tell us how to promote this plan in Indonesia. Chrissy, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm Presenter Quinn, and let's talk about the conclusion. So, in Indonesia, there is a government program that broadcasts learning from elementary, middle, and high school students on TV. The program implemented by the government is quite effective because during the pandemic, students can still study online. The government is quite different, and the national TV is spread around the remote area and districts that don't have internet connection. And now it's time for Driver Peggy to tell us how to promote this plan in Taiwan.
Wow, Chrissy, your plan to promote these apps is very excellent. In Taiwan, our plan to promote these apps is we will increase the visibility of this plan through government advertising on TV and understand how it works, so that everyone can enjoy quality education. With buses like G and Gignify apps like Android. With these two schemes, now we'll be the drivers. So as outstanding students, we have to be the best drivers. Let us take our magic bus slider to the way to a wonderful education.
Thank you for listening.
Okay, this is the end of our presentation, and now it's our Slido time.
Yay!
So, right, can you help us to log into Slido? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Slido time. So Brian, can you help us to log into the Slido? No problem. And Albion, can you make sure that you can log in to, we can choose the question together? Okay?
Yeah, we're already logging in.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay, so now it's our time to choose the question. So everyone, please look at the screen.
Oh, I think that
This more than 7 is kind of good. Yes, this one is pretty good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant question. Brilliant question.
The second one is very good.
Yeah,
It's kinda. I think I can answer. Yes, yes. You can answer it.
so many questions from our audience. So we will choose the question for 1 minute, and later on we'll have a discussion time to talk about the question that we want to answer them for 1 minute.
Whoa, it's good. Oh, this one is good.
I think the second one is first one is good.
Okay, this one is pretty good.
Yeah. This one is very
Wow, what do you think of this? What do you think?
Good.
Oh, I think I can answer. Okay, so I think the second and third question is pretty good. Yeah. Alvin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's okay.
Okay, so
Okay, so we will- okay. It seems like we have a
Okay,
three
okay.
number of questions. So who can answer the first question?
I think it's me.
Okay.
Well, you can add it up.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so I will answer the first questions. The first question is, why do we design the app? Why do we design the app? This for me, maybe there is no TV in everyone's homes, but I think everyone has a smartphone. So in my opinion, this app is really help for everyone, especially for students, because this app is already have all learning resources and material for students need. And Elma, you designed this app, right? I think you can add the answer.
Yes, and we think that there is many information that is not true on the internet. We have already organized all the learning resources in the first section in our app.
Hey, did you remember it? Why we call our app name Gamify? Because we can highlight to the all the world.
Yes, and Bella is right. And we also check the information if it's true or not on the first section in our app. Hey Judy, I think you pretty understand our plan. How do you think?
Yes, by the way, when you finish your quizzes, you can check the explanation of the app. And if you have any not sure, you can ask the question of the on the internet.
I want to share my experience. When I'm learning, I take some tests on the internet and I found that I have some questions and I check the directions and I still cannot understand. So I ask some questions on the quiz of the Gamify apps. And teacher and students can and all the people can answer my questions. So I can make sure that I understand.
So I think this all answer about this question. Let's move on to the next question.
So the next
Okay.
question is, why do we hold the flea markets?
We hold a free market with a tablet and broken computer because we want to review them.
Yes, and this can achieve the targets in SDGs 12, and that is we can do reduce and reduce to make the waste generation become less. How do you think, Abian?
Yeah, it's good answer. If the solution implemented in Indonesia, people can buy tablet, smartphone, computer, laptop, etc. easily without financial problem.
So this is the answer of this question.
Okay, so this is the end about our Slido time, and it's also the end about our essay presentation from 7B2.
谢谢。
Terima kasih.
See you next time.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. So see you next time. Bye bye.
Next time. Bye.
ちょっと静かにして。なんか言ってはるかもしれない。何も言ってない。
Hello. Yes. Is that clear? Okay. Okay. No.
Hello everyone, we are a group of passionate youth. The outbreak of COVID-19 has changed the way of studying. The epidemic once caused suspension of on-site classes, and studying from home was adopted. According to the news reports, about half of the students and up to 86% of schools thought the learning effect of online classes was worse than that of on-site classes. It seems that the achievement of Sustainable Development Goal for quality education has been hindered under the impact of COVID-19. Since this goal is important and close to us students, we would like to explore what action we can take.
To better understand the influences of online courses, we did a survey on students and teachers in school. The findings are two-thirds of the students think their learning effect in online classes was worse compared to that in on-site classes. All of the teachers think students' learning effect dropped in general. Furthermore, we noticed that there are four main problems in online classes that led to the results.
The first problem is lack of learning motivation. The second problem is lack of interpersonal interaction. The third problem is low concentration. The fourth problem is low self-discipline.
Therefore, the goals of our action plans are 1. To increase students' learning motivation, 2. To increase students' interpersonal interaction, 3. To strengthen students' concentration, and 4. To strengthen students' self-discipline.
There are four strategies that we are going to adopt. 1. Avoid distractions before class. 2. Get involved in class. 3. Build good study habits. 4. Learn how to learn. In the following, we are going to talk about action. To begin with, avoid distractions before class. Clean up the desk. Keep the cell phone away. Delete computer or mobile games in advance. All these help us focus on our lessons.
Next, try to get involved in class. For example, we can turn on the camera whenever it is necessary. Besides, we can turn on the microphone to ask or answer questions. And always be willing to share ideas. By doing so, we can concentrate on learning and have more interaction with teachers and classmates. We would also like to introduce a participation point system. The goal of this system is to increase class points every time a student speaks in class. This system will encourage active participation from students.
comprehension, build good study habits. Three basic important ones are preview before class, take notes in class, review after class. These are good ways for us students to stay on track and develop our self-discipline and further increase learning effect. What's more, it will also help if we make reports in the group after the class. It can be a very short report that details the important point we learned and how we felt during the lesson. It will be considered as a part of our grades, so we have to attend the class and pay attention to the lesson. This will also give us more opportunities to interact with our classmates and helps us enjoy participating in group work.
Lifelong learning has become a necessary equipment for everyone to adapt to the current situation. So, last but not least, we should learn how to learn at an early age. We can improve self-learning abilities and develop self-direct learning skills. These help us stay motivated and focused.
We students need support from parents, teachers, schools, and the government to realize the goal. We students can help peers with schoolwork and have more interpersonal interactions. Parents can prepare their children a suitable place at home for online classes and provide guidance during the online classes. In this way, we students will be more concentrated. Teachers can divide each class into small units which help students stay focused. To increase interactions, teachers can assign group tasks and have students discuss. Teachers can also talk about current events related to the subject to arouse students' interest. To motivate students to learn, teachers can use different teaching ways, set achievable goals, and reward hard work properly.
And as for schools, they can set up courses to equip students with skills for online learning and also provide students career counseling. To make online learning go smoothly, the government should designate budget to equip students with devices and stable network.
The coronavirus pandemic has had a huge influence on schooling. To achieve SDGs and maintain the quality of education, we students need to do our part. We must take responsibilities for our own learning. To have better learning effect in online classes, we should increase learning motivation and interpersonal interaction, as well as strengthen concentration and self-discipline. It is important for us to become a self-directed lifelong learner. So, start from ourselves. First, avoid distractions before class. Second, get involved in class. Third, build good study habits. Last but not least, learn how to learn. Take action, and we will have quality education. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you.
Why we chose this? Thank you for your question. The question I want to answer is, what's the best way to keep the cell phone away? First, we can just don't bring the cell phone into your room that you're studying in it, because actually we don't need to use our phones during the lesson. But if you really think that you need to get your phone, just you need to bring that by your side. Maybe you can turn off it or turn the sound off and it won't bother you during your study. And you can be more concentrate on the lessons without cell phone. Thank you.
We'll try to answer why we choose this topic. We choose SDGs goal number 4 because we are students and this goal affects our lives now, especially because of the change and education from COVID-19. Both of school to online lesson and we face a lot of challenge.
Thank you for your question. The question that I want to answer is if the students skip the class, what can we do? The only thing that we have to do is to force students to turn on the camera. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. The question I want to answer is regarding to the conversation between online teaching and physical teaching, which is the best? I think it is physical teaching because you can ask teachers questions and hear teachers more clearly than online classes. Thank you. Thank you for your questions. I think the question I want to answer is how do teachers make sure students are concentrated at the online classes? I think students can open their cameras and microphones all the time, so teachers can make sure that they are concentrated. Thank you.
I try to answer the question regarding the comparison between the online teaching and physical teaching. Which one do you think is more effective? We are thinking on-site classes is better than online classes, but online classes has a lot of good points, but on-site classes is more good points than on-site classes. And in school, we can talk, in on-site classes, we can talk to friends and we can share the idea with classmates and friends, but on-site classes, it is difficult.
Students of New India High School and Samson School are going to present on SDG 7, clean and affordable energy in the post-pandemic era. Energy has now become a very basic need of the society. Now waste and sources of energy production are harming the earth. And due to this, it's predicted that human extinction might not be too far. We have to avoid this. And we're definitely capable of doing it. I mean, after so many negative events, like the world wars, COVID, we are still up and fighting. We also have to think what we give to the next generation. Materialistic things will obviously be kept. That's inherent, as is for them. But this outfighting attitude is our legacy, which we have to leave inside their hearts. Thank you. And now, the mesmerizing song awaits.
As we know that if there is any impact on the ecosystem, it impacts us all. With the rate at which coal, petrol, and other resources are diminishing, it is already becoming a challenge to sustain world economy. We have made a model which showcases various methods of producing clean energy affordably in the post-pandemic era.
As you can see in our model, we have solar fields, windmills, and hydroelectric power plants. We also have a hydrogen power plant, which shows us that we can produce green energy in industrial areas as well. The model was the idea of inculcating users to produce clean energy affordably. Now my friends represent the case study of Taiwan.
From this picture, we can see in Taiwan, solar power is still a main way to generate the power with near 70%. However, because of the air pollution and nuclear-free policy, the Taiwan government aims to increase the percentage. of renewable and clean energy power. Hopefully, renewable energy power can account for at least 20% by 2025. The government and the local people have done a lot so far. For example, solar power plant have been built, solar panel have been set on roofs. National standing in Kaohsiung also acts as a solar power station. Thanks to the collaboration of the government and local people, the capacity of solar energy has noticeable increasingly from 2017. But every coin has two sides. Although Taiwan has a mind to lower the use of coal-fired and nuclear power, renewable energy power has not been stable so far. Therefore, it is highly possible that there is no sufficient and stable electricity in Taiwan. Take a recent incident as an example. On May 13, 2021, the power outage happened. The hot water and people stay at home during the outbreak of COVID-19 resulted in a peak of the electricity demand. This event might send a warning that Taiwan is at a risk of lacking of electricity.
In your further journey on the road towards adopting affordable and clean energy, let us see some of the marvelous clean energy production infrastructure in India. This is the Bhupatal wind farm, which is India's largest operational onshore wind farm. This is the Jaisalmer wind farm. The 520 megawatt wind farm is a massive source of energy. And yet it was an extraordinary but easy way of overcoming the huge occupancy of land for installing solar power. Yes, India has done it. The alternative is turning our country's standards into literal trays of solar panels in the form of large solar fields. Another example is the Kochi Airport of India, which is the world's first airport to fully run on solar energy. So in this way, if the whole world tries to adapt such smarter ways, we will definitely achieve the goal of SDG 7.
Hey, you know what? I just bought a brand new electric car. It's the latest model, runs very smooth and no pollution. It's also pretty fast.
Oh, but an electric car. I mean, what's the need? You've got such a low range, have to recharge it, and it takes a long time.
Not exactly, but you know what? I'll just show you something. Maybe that will change your perspective towards electric cars.
So, you just bought a brand new electric car. It's a rocket. Plus, it's super comfortable. Don't forget that it also needs to be charged. At night, you can charge it at your home. In the morning, it's ready to go. But what if in a normal car, the car runs out of fuel and you have to start working? Oh no! That's why you can charge an electric car anywhere you go. In the morning at home, while you're at work during a lunch meeting, or when you are out for a dinner meal. Yup, everywhere. But wait, isn't that quite expensive? Not really. At home, your energy bill might increase, but still, it will be much cheaper than the alternative of petrol or diesel fuels. Charging with green power stations in cities is always an option. It's as simple as that. It's fast, it's comfy, it's cheap, and it's easy. So, when you're getting the electric car,
You're convinced now that electric cars are the next best thing. Just wait and totally fascinating.
Yes, my perspective towards the electric vehicle market has totally changed now. Now I know that EVs are the future and a great idea. And future will be led by us, which means have enough energy to light up a bulb. And that will only be possible when we complete the task of providing clean and affordable energy to all. Here are some fun facts based on renewable energy. 1. Renewable energy creates 5 times more jobs than the fossil fuels. 2. Solar power could be the world's top power generation by 2050. 3. One wind turbine produces energy to power up to 1,500 homes a year. 4. Massive corporations are pledging to go green. 5. Renewable energy helps us save money. So start using clean and affordable energy and spread the word around.
Yes, good morning. So, yeah, can I start? Yes, thanks a lot. So, the first question is how can everyone afford renewable energy devices because it is too expensive for some people? See, we are not trying to, like generate solar power for each household. We are trying to produce mass energy at a time, maybe store it in devices and give it to multiple population at a single time. So instead of creating solar panels on each and every household, we can create solar fields and give the energy to a mass population. Therefore, also governments can give tax residues and tax subsidies for the development of clean energy technology, and hence it can be made affordable. Now, for energy, how can you connect it and the pandemic together? Well, pandemic has affected all of us in each and every way. So, especially after the pandemic, there has been great development in the technology and research of clean energy. The pandemic has shown us that we are much vulnerable to nature. How much ever technologically advanced we are always going to be at the mercy of nature. So in creating power through clean energy, we are taking the help of nature, and hence we are conserving nature, we are conserving environment. So that is how we can link the pandemic and clean energy. Now, what is the motivation for you to introduce the issue of energy? Uh, our presentation aims to take clean energy to each and every household. The motivation is that a light should be lamp, that a lamp should be lit in each and every household. No mother should cook in darkness, and no child should read without light. Uh, Thank you for your presentation you have chosen. So, do you think it's more important than rest of the goals for now? Energy is the basic need of humans. Our each and every action is based on energy. Without energy, a human is nothing. So, I think energy is, will, and shall be, always be the most important part of human life. Now, how can we ensure that everyone has access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy? That is through the medium of clean energy. Currently, the world works on combustion energy, which is generated through combustion of fossil fuels. And that not only is quite costly, but the process is also slow. Whereas in producing clean energy, the process is much faster and it is at a much affordable rate, as there is only one time investment. While creating a solar panel or while creating a wind turbine, windmill, you just have to invest it one time, and there is not much maintenance which has to be done post installation. So, therefore, it is affordable. And as I said, we have to target the mass population, not individuals. Now, what is your timeline is from 2017 to 2022. COVID-19 is 2019, but how about the overlap? Yes, as I said, that pandemic has affected clean technology, but it has not affected it adversely. Instead, we have gained a lot of research due to the pandemic. Now, next question. Can you tell us more about the connection between energy and the pandemic? I've already answered that. There's one interesting question here, that how do you link your music or the song with the presentation you have made? You see, we are trying to give attention to the youth, because development of clean energy technology is for the future generation. And I think nothing connects better with the youth than songs and music. So I love music myself. So let's go for that music. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Thank you.
你这边大人国中，那我们是10:48开始是吗？不好意思，请问有听到声音吗？我们是10:48开始。所以中间会休息10分钟左右。我知道，好，谢谢你，谢谢。
Good morning, everyone. We are students from Wismaken Moriyama Junior High School and Taran Junior High School. Today, we are going to talk about medical resources. COVID-19 has been going on for 2 years. This virus brings huge influences on the whole world. It changes our life very much. People can't go abroad and many countries block the border. People have to wear masks when they go outside and they have to line up to buy medical supplies. Good morning, everyone. We are students from Wismaken Moriyama Junior High School and Taran Junior High School. Today we will explore the enlightenment of infectious disease on people and understand how to help sustainable development of mankind. COVID-19 was first found in Wuhan, China, in December 2019. It spread fast and finally became a global pneumonia outbreak. By October 18, 2021, over 240 million confirmed cases were reported. Also, 49 million died.
It causes many problems, especially in poor countries or developing countries. First, poor countries lack medical resources and vaccines, so their people are hard to get help. They need to spend a lot of time to get medical help. Because there is no clean water to use and drink in these countries. This led to worse medical conditions. We try to think how to solve these problems. For medical resources, we can set up hospitals in rural areas. Besides, with the help of internet and technology, telehealth is executable. Since we have 5G now, it can be easier to obtain accurate and immediate help for those countries in need.
I will talk about water resources. We have to solve this problem to get rid of health disparities. Now, there are people in the world who have to drink dirty water because they don't have enough water works, but they have to drink it to live. And some people are losing their life because of it.
I will talk about the lack of hospitals in rural areas. Now, there are few hospitals in urban areas. So, from someone who lives in the suburbs, it's hard to go to hospitals. It is inconvenience. Also, people live in remote areas can't get medical help easily. In the period, they are also in short of vaccines.
I talk solution about waterworks. I think solution about this problem is developed countries have developing countries teach the skills how to make waterworks and have to maintain waterworks. Also, to solve the problem of lifeline, we should spread electricity into rural areas of developing countries.
Next, I am going to talk solution about eliminate. People live in rural areas can't go hospitals easily now. So we have to set up hospitals in rural areas as well as mobile clinics at the distant area, but we can meet anytime or online. So you can have a check-up by doctor with a smartphone. If you can't moving, you can get the check-up easily online. Throughout it, we can support people who work at home.
Regular distribution of medicines to clinics can solve some problems that remote areas have encountered because these areas are lack of access to medicine. Through MSF, we can help poor countries. increase their human resources, and developed countries can also support developing countries in the aspect of manpower.
About vaccines, we can distribute them more fairly. We can collect spare vaccines for World Health Organization. We can distribute them according to the number and needs of each place. Those surplus vaccines from rich countries could be given to poor countries. No vaccine resources would be thrown away. Now we have to work together to deal with COVID-19. We have paid a heavy price for the COVID-19. From this experience, we must learn how to cooperate with each other so that we can have an effective way to avoid unknown disease in the future. All human lives should be treated equally, and everyone deserves the right to live. When we can do this, the sustainable development of mankind will come true. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, so we'll answer to the question about the so I see the my question about what's the relation in water security and COVID-19 pandemic. So in the rural area, there is no water, so the many people can't do the bird get the medicine, or there's some problem in the health. So well, if we don't have the clean water, we can't cure the COVID-19. So it is very big problem. So that is the relation between the water security and COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay, I'm going to answer the what do you think about distributing vaccine to the rural areas? So as we talked about, um, uh, wait a minute. As we talk about, we can collect spare vaccines for the WHO. Distribute them according to the number and needs of each places, giving surplus vaccines from rich countries to poor countries. Yes.
Okay, the next we'll answer to the question that's what can we do protect ourselves from COVID-19? Well, I think the small things make us healthy. So, for example, the wearing the masks and the washing hand and so on. Well, every we can we can do we can do the small thing. So and it's related to the our health. Okay, let's I'll answer the one question. So, do you think that instead of giving vaccine to poor countries, why don't they share the ingredients so that poor countries can make their own vaccines? Well, so I think we can. I think in the poor country, there's no resources or some some factories. So I think we can't make the vaccine in the poor country right now.
Good morning. The topic of our presentation is how to achieve quality education in SDGs number 4 in post-pandemic era. We are from Arza 25th and Youchang Junior High School. And Rita, the topic. Rita. Those are our members. Let's take a look at the content. And Youchang Junior High School. And Rita, the topic. Those are our members. Good morning. The topic of our presentation is how to achieve quality education in SDGs number 4 in post-pandemic era. We are from Arza 25th and Youchang Junior High School. And Rita, those are our team members. Let's take a look at the contest.
Why equity and equality in education important? At the peak of the coronavirus pandemic, 1.5 billion children were temporarily out of school. For privileged children, this meant a new way of doing schoolwork from home. But for children living in poverty, this often meant a complete suspension of their education. Education becomes unequal and there's also a learning loss due to the crisis. There are three reasons on why is education important. One, education can bring the difference in values, actions, and responsibilities of an individual. Two, almost every aspect of development is linked to knowledge and education. Three, well delivered education promises strong economic background, better earnings, and also health.
What causes education to be disproportionate? The lack of human resources and their disproportionate distribution is a cause of education inequality in most countries. For example, Indonesia. Since decentralization reforms were introduced in 1999, district governments have been responsible for most of the financing in basic education. Differences in learning can be equally stark, while everything else becomes worse because of the pandemic.
We already knew the importance of education, but after 2020, COVID-19 spread it out, and it greatly impacted our education. First, on May 18th, 2020, all schools were locked down because of COVID-19 in Taiwan, and in Indonesia, the lockdown even happened a year earlier. Second, teachers gathered to have an ICT workshop in Yuchang, and both of the teachers have to work from home and teach online. Third, both students in Taiwan and Indonesia learn through online classes. You can take a look at the picture.
We made a survey in Yuchang to see the differences between online classes and face-to-face classes. We found that when having classes in person, a quarter of us can concentrate better on studying. Otherwise, the concentration dropped to 10%. We also have better understanding when we study face-to-face. As for the learning app using, there is no obvious difference between these two kinds of learning.
According to SDGs, education has four objectives. They are firstly, to ensure access to toddler education, primary, secondary, vocational education, including affordable and quality tertiary education. Secondly, to eliminate gender gaps in education. Next, to build and improve child friendly educational facilities. And finally, to increase the number of qualified teachers as outlined in the programs and activities of the government and non governmental organizations.
While education and while improving the quality of education management services that inclusive Caribbean with the following policies. So it is improving accessibility, quality of education, quality of educators and educational support facilities or services. Next, enhancing developing character education. While program activities to be implemented include one, improving the quality and access of primary and secondary education, two, to assess the quality of education units, three, to increase the capacity of lecturers, teachers, and education personnel.
But what are the problems? Before the pandemic, education in Indonesia has already faced many problems, but the problems worsened during the pandemic due to COVID 19. The quality in education has worsened the situation. Meanwhile, the attempt on reaching all children to get an equal education seems pointless. Also, we want to highlight the condition of education in Indonesia and Taiwan as an example at the global level. Finally, we've came to the main discussion. So first, how the competition of Indonesian and Taiwan's education at the global level, Indonesia's educational attainment has increased in recent years. 2018 program for international students statistics, Indonesia is bottom 7 of nearly 80 countries, while Taiwan is in 10th rank. Indonesia, only 1 out of 3 Indonesian children meet the minimum level of reading ability.
Second, why does inequality in education occur? Families' poverty, economic factors, culture and society that harms mostly women are the main reason for inequality in education. Third, how to make all children get quality education? Because we are in the post-pandemic era, the most important things are raise economy, vaccination, and facilitate. Vaccinate more students so they can go to school. Facilitate them with books and make sure they're stable economically.
These are the possible solutions to the question. First, government and businesses should offer funds, so we can build basic educational sites like library and school. Second, we should raise the average income, like helping employment, so parents may let their children go to school. Third, we should assist online learning, so children that can't go to school can have education at home.
The most important thing for student is to be self-disciplined. Students should establish good learning habits. Learning means to have good use of time to study or develop your interest. Parents need to care about children's learning situation, no matter at home or at school. Timely encouragement is also important. It can help children be more confident. As for teachers, they can support it with ebooks to motivate their students. And they should pay attention to the students' learning situation too. It can they, they need to remind them. I, I'm going I am going to talk about rules and actions of principals and administration.
They should manage all kinds of things such as decision making, judgment for epidemic prevention and response, and prepare networks and equipment for teachers and students to use. Second, they supervise teachers' teaching to make sure that teachers are teaching seriously. Students' learning achievements are also important. Principals and administration have to make sure that students understand what teachers are talking about. Third, improving the quality of teaching and learning are the most important to principals and administration. Besides, some learning apps are useful, such as Genie Academy, Core English, Pergamo, and LMS from El Azhar. For example, I usually get on Pergamo to play online fighting games, and it's not only very interesting but also helps me with many subjects.
These are the suggestions. First, ensure government make education a priority in both policy and practice. Second, provide equal access for every woman and girl at all levels of education. Last but not least, encourage businesses to invest resources in developing educational tools and schools.
What education is really important. Education develop their attributes and skills, human beings, and
Okay.
陈医生，你干嘛坐别人位置啊？
啊，不然你要坐哪里呀、
老师，
我等下是直接
我要怎么说？
那我介绍，我说，然后我请就做这个。
好，
你要讲，
你要怎么告诉他？
老师，那我是直接讲两个问题吗？还是？那我可以开始讲吗？
这种，
你们开。
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for 7B12 question. I'm going to explain how Jin-E Academic app works. First, it has few videos for you to watch. After watching, it has some questions. And after answering this question, it will show you if it is correct or not. If it is not correct, you can check if your idea is wrong. And it can help you with all kinds of subjects like Chinese or even English. Thank you. I'm going to answer. Thank you for 7B9 question. How to make students more concentrate while online classes? Well, I think we can ask several questions to see if the students are concentrated. Like, do you understand what I'm talking about, or can you explain what this idea is about? So we can know that if the classmates are online or not. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Today, now I'm gonna answer on how to focus on one teacher during online school. First, uh, make sure you eliminate any other distraction or uh, like uh, like games, social media, or anything else like that. Second, uh, we need to pay attention on the teachers. Thank you.
That's all for our question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tes. Tes. Smile. No, everyone smile. You're so pretty. Iya, takut keluar sendiri. Oh. Mass pollution to the ocean. Introduction. The COVID pandemic that has been going on for almost 3 years has caused new problems for the environment. One of which is the waste of disposable masks that are starting to fill the rivers, beaches, seas, even the ocean. Based on the tick.com, the disposable mask waste, along with other medical equipment, has been found in the water areas of Indonesia since March of 2020 at the Jakarta Bay. Since then, a lot of disposable mask waste are often found in the water areas of Indonesia. This situation brings a lot of discomfort to the citizens and the precious organisms in the water. Mass pollution in our ocean gave a big concern to all of us, and that's include you guys at SDGs 14. It's because SDGs 14 is about life under the water and are directly related to the current situation that are happening right now. Max.
Objectives. According to SDG 14, according to SDG 14, the objectives that we want to achieve to handle marine pollution in pandemic situation are: first, conserve and utilize sustainable resources marine life in our oceans. Second, handle and protect sea ecosystems and coastlines to avoid the negative significant impacts. The example are strengthening resistance and taking the action for recovery to achieve healthy and productive oceans. Third, significantly prevent pollution by reducing all types of pollutants, especially in this pandemic situation. There are so many disposable masks are thrown away without being managed first, so it can make the oceans dirty and can be harmful to living things. The example that can be harmful to living things are: first, so many living things eat tangled in mass traps, and so many living things eat mass. And the latter, they can get sick, so makes the populations of the living things in the oceans decrease.
It's hard to clean up mass pollution once it has occurred. So the best solution is to strategize about in order to prevent mass pollution. The strategy is you can use cloth masks to reduce mass pollution in the ocean. After the strategy, you also do the action. What's the action? Protect beach and marine life. That step can help keep coastal areas clean and friendly to marine life. Next, collaboration. You need to collaborate along with your colleagues, along with your friends and family. Join organizations to donate your time or your money. There are many organizations dedicated to preventing ocean pollution and cleaning up mass pollution that has already occurred.
If the masks in the ocean are left alone, our ecosystem will be damaged. Many sea animals are killed by masks because they may get entangled and choked to death. In order to save coastal ecosystem, the Indonesian Institute of Science (LIPI) is currently offering the latest technology to recycle single-use mask waste into geotextiles. Geotextiles are synthetic sheets that are porous, so the action of breathing can be less restrictive and work because they are water permeable and flexible. We want to recycle mask waste so it doesn't damage the ocean or ecosystem by collecting the mask in a safe container, then breaking the string and tearing the middle apart so it cannot be reused.
As fraud, anxiety, and social distance between people caused by wearing masks. There are two strategies to solve the problems. First, get along well with ourselves. Second, let the person wearing a mask know how we feel. If we can let others know our feelings, they might be able to change it to help us.
Action as for stage one. Action. First, distract ourselves while we are out. For example, listen to music. Second, often have online meeting with family and friends. As for stage two, action. First, smile when we wear masks. We can practice showing our 16 teeth when we smile.
Second, keep eye contact as much as we can. If we keep 80% eye contact, people can feel it. Third, make good use of gestures and body language. Fourth, try gently telling them how it makes us feel.
Then we are talking about helping other countries. The first strategy is to collect masks. The second strategy is to give them techniques to produce masks. Action. First, share the related articles on the internet, such as the two websites. Second, cooperate with the store. We can place the collection bag at the store or give the discount to a customer to collect masks. Third, use the power of religion to attract believers to donate masks.
Action. First, ask for the equipment. We can ask the companies to donate or sell the equipment they don't need at a low price. Third, second, we can raise the fund to buy the necessary materials. Third, the government can recruit volunteers to teach them skills. Through this way, they can make their own masks and don't need to rely on imported masks.
Collaboration. To reduce the mass anxiety, we can not only fight it by ourselves but also seek the professional assistance. As for the government, we can ask the Department of Health for help. To help other countries, the government can recruit the companies. Besides, we can cooperate with the charity and religious institutions to collect masks.
Evaluation. For our second goal, we can watch if the quantity of professional help decreases and the social case caused by anxiety decreases to evaluate the effect of our strategies. For our third goal, the quantity of max we collect in the country we help can show the effect of our actions.
The SDGs are very impacted by this pandemic. Well, how about the post-pandemic era? As you all may know, there are contributions that we can take part in the SDGs. Based on the presentations before, you could see that there are so many things that we could do to prevent and to reach our goals. It's important to keep maintaining our goals and to think of the vast variety of marine species that are impacted by our mass pollution. Reduce, recycle, and stay at home. Stay safe. Don't be careless about the situations that are happening around us. We are very grateful for the opportunity that you gave us. This is all we can convey this time. Once again, thank you.
Ini bukan kita yang punya kita ini. Iya, can we reduce? Iya, ini. Reduce mengurangi. How can we? Reduce, cek. Reduce, cek.
Yang ini ya?
Reduce. Ini bilang yang lain. How can we reduce? Reduce pollution. Ada. Nah, ini. How can we reduce the pollution of mass?
Ini aja ya?
Pollution of mass. Ini kan maybe you can.
Using cloth masks.
Yeah, using cloth masks.
And to
ini.
Using cloth masks and reusable masks. Yang jawab masih Aski aja boleh Aski. Baik.
Pertanyaan.
How can we reduce the pollution of mask?
Satu lagi. Kita bisa. Kita bisa. Indonesia, we have organization and apa organisasinya? Kita it's a organizations to donate. You donate your money. Dua-duanya.
Gue reduce ya.
Gue reduce.
Kalau reduce gue apa? Gue ini ya. Yang
organisasi.
How can we reduce the pollution of mask? Okay, the answer is you can use a cloth mask to reduce mask pollution, and then you can reuse the mask.
What organization can we join to clean the beach? In Indonesia, we have an organization called Kita Bisa. You can join it anytime. We can donate to through that organization.
One. As for the mass anxiety, we we can we can control your beat to beat the mass anxiety, and we can practice at home.
Ditambah aja yang tadi. Kita Bisa is the organization from Indonesia that we can donate our time and we can donate our money to help other people that
Cleans
we
the
want.
beach.
Taiwan has given other countries masks. That means we don't need to answer about it. Yes, we we don't need to worry that.
I I think I think we don't need because Taiwan make many max, so we don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
顶多破1-2分而已啦，你懂我意思吗 ？OK，而且每个人从这里
大了
会进去，加油加油，把那个电灯 ，OK，排挤排挤，说排挤，排挤排挤，加油加油加油，闭嘴，小一点，小声，那对不起啊，为什么会说你？我的手不痛了，排挤小声，所以你是。不是，加油加油！我们点，因为那个太短了，那个心比较哦，聪明哦，我的数学比较聪明，而且还资讯组长点更厉害，比我的 power 还。
Start now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. Hello everyone, it is my pleasure to share our topic, Try Difference Make Economic Differences. And we are all the Free and Fushan Junior High School students. Now, I'm going to introduce our partner from Indonesia. They are Defa, Margit, Zahira, Nadira, Nadifa, Khalila, and Naula. And we are Fushan Junior High School students. I'm Lucina. This is Olivia, Minnie, Patty, Joy, Sam, and Alex. Today's breaking news. What we are going to report for you is the change in Indonesia economy because of COVID-19. You can find that the world has some change because of COVID-19 police data. Let's hand the land to the Indonesian reporter Defa.
Hello, we are going to visit the department store today. We have noticed some changes in the department store because of COVID-19. Hello, sir. Have you noticed any changes in the department store?
Sure, many stores have closed down. I am a businessman traveling between Indonesia and Taiwan. Both of the countries have the same problem. Many shops go out of business every day during the COVID-19 epidemic.
Many stores closed down because of COVID-19. I'm wondering if they have something in common. So let's welcome Olivia and Mimi, the economists, to analyze the common point of these stores.
Okay, we can see many stores that were closed down due to COVID-19, but some industries are still earning money. Do our consumption habits change too? The answer is yes. According to my research, delivery platforms, online game items, and retail shops still lose money in both Indonesia and Taiwan. Trading online and daily necessities are the keys to reach sustainable growth. Well, what do you think about my research, Professor Mimi?
As Olivia just said, COVID-19 really makes a lot of change in our daily life. Many people prefer to stay at home now. Therefore, a lot of industries were affected by COVID-19, such as clothing stores, restaurants, and amusement parks. Why didn't they earn money like delivery platforms? The industries lost money because they are physical access and entertainment when we stay at home. So some of them closed the physical access and turned into online store to prevent their business from getting worse. These are the situations in Taiwan. We know that they have similar problems in Indonesia. So let's transfer the land to the economists to expand the details.
Before the outbreak in Indonesia, there were many industries that were common but not particularly growing. But after the epidemic, these industries have begun to show substantial growth. According to Taiwanese economists, the common points of these industries are online and convenient channel for us to obtain materials.
Yes, and the combination of the two can be made into online sales concept. For example, when selling meatballs, the buyer will order them through an app and the seller will deliver them to the buyer house in frozen form. Now, Olivia will tell our ideas to you.
Okay, thanks for your explanation. In my opinion, I think we need to evaluate our opportunities and use a creative way to make our own differences. And then you can be outstanding even under COVID-19. You can see the words on the screen. It happens to a CEO. But it's hard to reach these three things together. So today I invited my friend, the CEO Patty, to help us.
Okay, Professor Olivia. I'm busy after I got top businessman last year. So many tiring questions asking me why I make money during COVID-19. Now, let's see why I can earn the money. I will return a restaurant called Green Box in app function.
You can reach trading online and daily necessity. During the COVID-19, most of people keep eating manufactured food, but it isn't healthy. Kids, elders, and pregnant women, they all need different nutrition. As for that, customers can enter their ages, genders, and special needs on the app, so dietitians can make the meals according to green box. Besides, there are still one more function. I want to show you all this app, but I'm too busy. That's my secretary, Joe, to show you up.
Hi, I'm the secretary of the CEO, and today I'm going to explain how we cooperate with farmers. We discovered that many businessmen often make their products expensive, and we want to help farmers sell their crops in a reasonable price. So we buy vegetables from farmers without intermediaries. According to this type of cooperation, not only we could get fresh vegetables, but also farmers could earn more money. All right, it seems everything is ready now, but how could we attract people to buy our products? This will come the manager of the promotion department, Asep, to help us advertise Greenbox.
Sure. I am the manager of promotion department in the Green Box. Because we help the farmers earn more money, we will let the farmers to send a QR code about the Green Box so more people can know us. We will not only let the farmers to advertise us, we will also cooperate it with the Green Clothes Store. If you buy Green Box for 6 months, you can get a tailor-made clothes for you. This plan can help the Native Growth Store. And this plan is also popular because most of our customers are women, and women will be attracted by dresses. So a lot of people will buy our Green Box. But too many people buy our Green Box. We don't have enough delivery workers. Customers can get fresh vegetables. So let's welcome Mrs. Fernandez, Nadifa, to solve the problem for us.
Thank you. We will sell the green box online, so we will deliver the meals to the customer with transportations. But who will be the delivery workers? We can let someone who lost their job from the pandemic to be the delivery workers.
Our plan confirms just 8 distinct working, not grow. It's a unique way for customers to have a meal. Also, we create more job opportunities and let small companies have positive growth. Now, let's see what the students thought.
So after seeing the movie Try Different, Make Differences this weekend, and I think it inspired me a lot. So what I think is that not only adults should make a difference, students must also learn more about their future career. So I decided to try different so I can be outstanding in the near future. I recently stumbled upon some friends, Khalifa and Naula, and they are also interested with making a difference. So let's see what they think about trying different.
Well, as a creative student, I personally think that there are difference. Students should also learn to get working on solutions. People always has a need, and if we fulfill their necessities, we can slowly make small differences to our future.
Let's find our own difference and create a different, wonderful solution for our future.
And that's all for our presentation.
Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Now it's our slide time. And wow, there are so many questions on the screen. I think
Wow, there are a lot of good questions. Yeah, the questions are awesome.
this
one is
nice.
Fantastic.
I think the ninth question is good. And what do you think? What about you?
Yeah, I think number 9 is good.
Okay. It seems that we have agreement on question number 9, and later we will answer it. One more. Okay. So who can answer this question?
Yes, I can. So we let customers do the
Okay. Who will answer the first question?
Yes, I can. So we let customers to define their ideal health state and prepare meals according to their thoughts. And we also have special deals to attract more people to buy our products.
And many people choose fast food because it's convenient and cheap. So we use this app to let people eat healthy food and a lower price. So next we will answer
This one seems good.
this one is good. So we will answer the number 8 question.
So this one it says your topic is about making difference. So I personally think that sustainable development I take it as a code and discipline of my life. And because I don't want to fade out in the future in the market, so I need to economic growth myself as well. And what does it mean for a student like me to economic growth? I think it means that you must acquire a value in yourself. And how do you acquire the value? Of course, by mastering a lot of skills. So that's why we decided to do this project. We did this project so we can have more skill, more information about marketing in the future. And what we learned throughout this, this project is that we can co-work with others and have better results. So, for example, Greenbox co-work with the farmers, and farmers can sell their vegetables at a higher price, and Greenbox can get their fresh vegetable. So I think that co-work is another key to the success.
And these are the answers to our questions. And this is the end of our Slido time, also the end of our Asep this year. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.